Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper. It is 26th June 2017. The first article, New Colors of the White House. Here we are going to talk about Prime Minister Modi's visit to United States of America. Before going into the article, let us make some points over here. USA has agreed to supply India with Predator drones. And second thing is, USA has clearly sent a message that it is not willing to look into the strategic matters related to Pakistan and China, but was ready to give concessions to India on trade and visa related issues. So these two are the important things. Here the author talks about Mr. Trump and his team, and second is how China and Saudi Arabia are able to gain trust and positive statements from Mr. Trump. India also has to play the same trick with him. If you take over here, National Security Advisor McMaster, Defense Secretary Mad Dog Matty, that is, and then you have Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State. These three people are very favorable towards India. And second is, they try to see the global relations in a strategic perspective, which is going to benefit India. And second is, if you take China, during election rhetoric, President Trump, he has clearly pointed fingers towards China and also towards Saudi Arabia. But after becoming the president, in the very first meeting with Xi Jinping was able to win over the trust by playing the North Korea card. Mr. Xi Jinping was able to clearly convey a message that the China can be an important tool for United States to rein in North Korea. And second is, as a concession for China's support, he wanted the United States to be having a soft pedal or a low voice on South China Sea issue. The South China Sea issue almost went into dark, and freedom of navigation exercises are also not conducted this year. And if you come to Saudi Arabia, so with regard to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE and other Arab countries have imposed restrictions stating that it is sponsoring terrorism, supporting Muslim Brotherhood, and also playing to the tunes of Turkey. But in reality, the Saudi Arabia, it was put into dock by Obama administration. Obama administration wanted to change the status quo in Middle East. Now, Mr. Trump is able to bring things back to square one, and Saudi Arabia is successful in making the President Trump to support the restrictions or else the conditionalities imposed on the Qatar, sanctions imposed on the Qatar. And in these circumstances, a clear lesson to India is this: India shall appear a strong partner to United States of America on economic front. And then other concessions are going to follow the way. So Mr. Trump's major concern is about employment in USA and need for growth of business in USA. And India is able to appear, if it can appear as a trusted partner with regard to trade and business is concerned, gaining other concessions is not going to be very difficult from Trump. That is what this article talks about. Whose privileges? Last year there was a question on this. Whose privileges? It talks about legislature privileges. The legislature can apply its own contempt and can get a person arrested. It can impose penalties. So then what are the privileges of legislature? In original constitution or constitutional debates, it has been stated that privileges of the parliament and state legislatures are related to the privileges of House of Commons in UK. Now, later, it is expected by the Parliament to codify the privileges. Till then, House of Commons have to be considered. Till date, no legislature has codified its privileges and there is no law. Obviously, it is providing for huge discretion for the presiding officers to decide what is a privilege or breach of privilege for that matter. So, in this case, this has been subjectively applied and used to control the voice of the free press. This is what has happened in Tamil Nadu, now in Karnataka, and also at the national level. So that is the reason why if we have to codify the laws of or codified a law related to the privileges of the parliament. And Supreme Court also has clarified that The privileges of the parliament or state legislature is meant to protect the freedom of speech, and it is not meant to promote the image of the house. That's what the Supreme Court has stated. So, the way forward is to codify and clearly state what are the privileges of the legislature in India are. And being smart is the next thing. It is about the issue of smart cities in India. Now, you know that the smart cities mission is going on. How it is going to operate is a special purpose vehicle will be created which is distinct from the existing urban governance. It will not be part of the mayor, commissioner, municipal corporation relationship. It will be a special purpose vehicle which will be provided for, and investment is given to this, and profits which are being coming to the special purpose vehicle will be shared among the investors. It is more of a business model. So in this context, any civic management in the urban areas, it depends on data. In India, the data generation is very poor. If you take Chicago, if a slew of data structures, sensors are being kept to calculate the air pollution and also traffic movement, sewage flow, everything. So in India, similar data setup is necessary. So the data management, data collection, and analyzing the data makes entire system responsible and also open. Giving direct access about this information to the citizen increases their participation and makes them or ensures their accountability, and also they make officials responsible for their actions. So that's why transparency, if it has to be brought in, we need to bring in reliable data, and this reliable data shall be made available to the people for their judgment. So that is what is missing in the case of India. Let's go to this page, open-it page. Restricting protest, stifling dissent. The right to protest, right to assemble, and right to information, these are critical for freedom of speech and expression. So in this context, if the environment is not favorable to dissent, it is going against the liberal values of our constitution. So if you take the recent steps of the government to dilute RTI and to stifle the voice of the NGOs by using FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, or using sedition charges against the protesters, all clearly shows that the right to protest in India is getting undermined. Whatever may be the government, either it is UPA or NTA, the protest is more seen as anti-governmental or anti-national. And keeping the protest in the nationalism debate is against to the ethos of our constitution. That is what is this article's emphasis is on. Going to the front page. Whole world is looking at India. So Prime Minister Modi is on his visit to United States of America, and he has met the US-India Business Council. In this, he clearly stated that India is going to be a hot favorite for investment destination, and also 7,000 plus reform measures are initiated to ease the business environment. So that is what he tried to emphasize to attract the investments into India. And then Modi recalls India's dark night. So it is about Man Ki Baat of Prime Minister Modi. So yesterday was the 42nd anniversary of imposition of emergency in India. So emergency is a blot on Indian democracy, and it is our responsibility, collective responsibility, to protect our nation from such dark nights. That's what he tries to give. NASA ISRO satellite at stake. NASA and ISRO are collectively developing NISAR, NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, a largest Earth imaging satellite. It is the largest Earth imaging satellite. So according to this, it is going to monitor the environmental change and also predict the natural disasters. By taking the President Trump's position on climate change into consideration, it is expected that this satellite's future will be at stake. That's what has been stated. Now, coming to the second page, the Samba spy scam victims await justice. So it is about immediately after independence, where Intelligence Bureau has reported that people in Samba sector are acting as spies to the Pakistan. It has led to the arrest of army officers. So that also has exposed the weaknesses in India's intelligence system, especially military intelligence. Later, it has been stated that that entire thing is fabricated and fox. So the question over here is, who is going to police the intelligence officers? So how the repetition of this can be avoided? So this is what this article talks about. Now, let's go to the world page. The most important article to me is Chinese foreign minister mediates in Pak-Afghan crisis. You know that Pakistan wants to fence the Durand line and Afghanistan do not recognize the Durand line. So China wants to mediate between these two countries because it has its own interests which are at stake, especially related to this China-Pakistan economic corridor. And then in the next page, I gave you the notes. And this notes is available to you at laix.in/testprep. Now, let me make you small announcements over here. So we are going to one is skill development program. This skill development program, it is meant for 2018 students. So weekly one class will be there where NCERT based skill development program is being developed. It means how to develop an opinion in answer, how to state an example in answer, and how to construct a sentence, simplified sentence. These are discussed in the skill development classes. Whatever we do in the classroom in La Excellence in Hyderabad, the same will be uploaded in the website and you will be given a test based on that. That is the skill development program. And the next is mentorship program for mains 2017. So this year we have got successfully 51 ranks from the mentorship program. So what is this about? Now we'll give you 12 tests which are 8 plus 4, 8 subject wise and 4 grant tests. And every test is also divided into 2 subtests where some 5 to 6 topics are being provided and a question paper is given on that on alternate days and explanation is being provided for the same. So these 8 plus 4, 12 tests are being corrected, and among this subtests, which we call it as, at least 50% of the tests will be corrected and one-to-one feedback is given under the mentorship program. And third is essay mentorship program. Here we are conducting 2 classes of essay plus 6 essay corrections. So these are the 3 programs. And along with that, Sosin Madam is conducting anthropology test series. And myself, I am conducting public administration and medical science test series. So these are the things which we are going to conduct for 2017 exam. All these are available at laix.in/testprep. You can register them over there. And clearly schedules are also being provided over there. Thank you very much. And people who have registered for magazine test series, they are going to get 1 month of free. The reason is, during prelims, none of the students wrote the test. That's why we want to extend it by 1 more month for all the students. And we are going to provide the corrections to it. And second is, we have also brought in a doubts corner, a resolution center on our website. This doubts corner will be activated in the next 3 days, where whatever the correction is being made, you can upload your paper and ask a doubt. We will come back and solve the doubt for you. So this is what we are going to do in these programs. Thank you very much. All the best.